welcome to the Content Club. My name is Charlie and this is
VITALIA.
And we are your hosts. So, VITALIA, do you want to start off by telling them a little bit about you?
Yes, so as you know, my name is VITALIA. I am a UGC creator. We are both actually based in Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah.
I'm actually a law student as well, so I do content creation and I do uni at the same time. I've got a bit of a busy schedule, but yeah.
Yep. And I am a full-time UGC creator and content creator. I have a degree in media and communications and I finished last year and I'm graduating in like 4 days, I think,
Yes.
which is great, finally. And yeah, I do this as my full-time job. And I also do a little bit of like social media strategy planning for brands sometimes as well. And I really enjoy it. It's a really, really great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing it full-time for 1 year. And then I also had a job before it as a media, what was my name? I don't even remember. I worked for a basketball association, doing all of their social media for 1 whole year. So that was a great experience as well. Yeah.
I only figured this out yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought I'd been doing UGC for already a year, but
No, it wouldn't be.
But end of May marks 1 year for me. So
Because I think for me, it's
yeah.
only just about to hit a year soon. And we started in like a month apart or something?
yeah, I started like end of May.
Okay.
End of May. But then I also still have another job. I actually have another part-time job as well. So I've got uni, UGC, and a part-time job.
It's a lot.
Bit
And a
chaotic.
boyfriend that lives over an hour away.
Exactly. He lives too far. So
Yeah.
when I go see him, it's like a journey itself.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I just remembered I was a media coordinator. That was
Yeah.
my role. There we go. She got there eventually.
All
Right. So we have a few notes. So I think the approach to this is going to just be like we're going to kind of go about it very naturally, but we're going to go through our notes. So you might see us like looking at the laptop a little bit and explaining keywords and kind of like explaining what UGC actually is and breaking that down. Because I feel like that's the main topic that we're wanting to talk about, like especially on today's podcast.
Yeah.
So lock in, grab a notebook maybe, because it will be a little bit educational. But yeah, so we'll start off with like what UGC actually is. Would you like to kind of dive into that?
Yeah, so UGC stands for user generated content. So this is basically creating content for brands to use across their social media. So you've got like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, they can all run these through meta ads as well.
I even saw on Pinterest the other day an
really?
ad pop up. Yeah.
You can do
a
that?
UGC ad. Yeah, I was a bit
know
shocked by that. But Pinterest, I think YouTube as well.
Yeah, YouTube, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have seen them, yeah.
Yeah, so anywhere really.
So this can include content like videos, whether it's long form, short form.
Yep.
And also like photos as well. I feel like photos is not really talked about,
Yeah,
but photos
photos.
as well. So brands pay people like us, everyday people. Like I don't even have a degree in social media, but they pay regular people like us to make content for their brand, whether it's using their product or just their service. And then basically they post it and then it kind of creates that authentic feeling. So the audience feel,
Are you okay?
no, I was about to sneeze.
That's all right. Just keep it going.
It kind of promotes that authentic feeling. So you kind of want your audience to relate to you in a sense where you can actually show how to use their product or service in real life.
Yeah. So it can be like testimonial style videos, unboxing videos, things like that. And basically the brand having like multiple people across their account, like so different faces, I guess, in their own homes as well. So it doesn't look staged. That's like the point of it basically, is someone goes on their profile, sees all these different people love the products, speak really highly of the products, and actually can showcase using the products. I think that's like such an important one, is like when you go onto a brand's account and you can actually see how to use the product.
Exactly.
Because if I was someone purchasing it, that's the first thing I would do. Go on there, see how to actually use the product. See the size of it in real life in comparison to a person and like the items around. And so I think, UGC is fantastic, really.
It's amazing.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about some keywords, I think. So these are like words that you'll come across throughout your experience
UGC,
as a creator. Starting off with usage rights.
Yeah, so you've got two main types of usage rights. So you've got like your paid ads and then your organic. Paid ads is basically companies put money into running the ad. So that pushes it out to a wider audience. And then you've got organic, which is them just posting it to their normal pages with no money behind it at all. They both attract different types of audience. So organic is, it's just kind of what you come across on your media. As you're scrolling, you'll easily just come across it. But paid ads, you're kind of like forced to watch it sometimes.
Yep.
Like, you know, when you're going through your Instagram stories and something just pops up.
Yeah.
So that is a paid ad.
And it will come up with like paid partnership or most of the time or hashtag ad or something like that.
Yeah, and then you'll always like have a link or like the shop now kind of button that's always there.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are your two main types. When charging, paid ads is also much more to charge for, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. And then the actual usage rights of those paid ads is, so you can charge like maybe for 3 months of usage rights. And that means that they can then run that ad or run the content organically. Organically, that's the right word, for that 3-month usage period. So typically with like paid ads, it means that they can like run it as a paid ad for 3 months. And then if it performs really well, if it gets a high ROAS, which is like your return on investment basically, the money that they're making off of the ad spend, I guess. We can get into all of that more later on. But basically, if they're getting like a lot of money from that ad, they will ask to possibly extend the usage rights of it, which they could extend for another month or 3 months. Organically, if they've purchased it only organically, the content, it means that they can only post that piece of content on their account for that 3-month period, like as a live post. But after the 3-month period, most creators at least will let you leave the content up on your account then after the usage right period ends, but you just can't repost it as a live post again. It just has to sit there kind of thing. And they can, if it's in the contract, they can, and this is an important thing to add to the contract, I reckon, they can tell you to remove it later down the line if something that you as a brand do, like if a brand does something that is going to be problematic to that creator's personal branding image, they can like tell you to remove that content. So anyway, that's all about usage rights and paid and organic ad content. They're pretty key terms within contracts, and also just like we chat about them a lot. And then the next up is like whitelisting and Spark ads. So whitelisting is on Instagram and Spark ads is on TikTok. And it basically just means like when a brand will run a paid ad through a creator's profile. So then the ad will show up with your name on it. So mine's CHARLI Cuttajar. So the actual ad that the brand is running will show up under my CHARLI Cuttajar account instead of through their account. That's what whitelisting is, and Spark ads.
All right, and then moving on to deliverables. So you're gonna hear this term a lot. Deliverables is literally what you're delivering. So you've got, so whether it's a video, so there's different types of videos, but we can also get into that later. So you've got videos, you've got photos. There's also things called like hooks, CTAs, hook variations, A/B testing. That's a whole thing in itself, but we will dive into that deeper in further episodes as well. So with these deliverables, it's basically what the brand is wanting from you. So whether it's those videos, those photos, what you're basically delivering to them. And that can include, again, the usage rights that we just spoke about.
Raw footage even?
Raw footage as well, yes,
Yeah. So the hooks and the call to actions that Vitalia just touched on, the hook is basically the like intro to the video. It's the first 3 seconds that is meant to like stop the scroll and be super engaging. And that can be like a visual hook, a text hook, or a verbal hook. And we'll chat about that more later as well. But that is the hook, and brands can purchase multiple of them so that they can like do A/B testing and compare it in paid ad content pretty much. So you can offer those with the deliverables. And then the call to action is like the very end of a video, and it's something that is meant to like create a response from the viewer. So it is meant to literally call them to do an action, basically. Follow along, subscribe to our YouTube channel, buy through the link below, or like you can purchase it here at this website, blah, blah, blah. You can make them also sound a lot more like organic than that, instead of just saying like, go here, do this, do that. It can be like, oh my God, get your hands on it today because they're selling out fast, or something like that is going to create urgency as well. So that's what the hook and the call to action is.
Yeah. And then moving on to inbounds and outbounds. So this can include pitching as well. So the difference is inbound is someone landing into your DMs, your emails. So that's the brand contacting you. And we'll also get into personal branding down the line as well, and how brands actually find you to contact you, because you really do want to make yourself visible so they can do that.
Yeah.
And then outbound is obviously you reaching out, and you do that by pitching. So pitching is basically sending through a pitch, which can include who you are, what you can offer them, content ideas. I know some creators don't do this, but I personally like to include 3 content ideas. And then, more about their brand and what you love about their brand, but you also don't want to make that too long. So that's a whole thing in itself, but inbounds, outbounds, these are how you are getting your deals.
And then the final one is raw footage, which we kind of touched on before anyway, but that is basically, it's the B-roll, and the A-roll, I think, is that correct? A-roll is what people call it as well.
It is,
so the B-roll and A-roll, which is just the videos that you actually take, and then normally you would edit that down into a video, like a 20-second, 30-second video, send that video edited to the brand. But some brands might want to purchase the raw footage, and they should be charging extra for raw footage, because they can then turn that content into multiple different videos themselves, and edit it in so many different styles, and then run it as multiple different ads as well. So it's going to generate more money for them to have the raw footage. So you should be charging extra for the raw footage. But also I think a really good point with this, and something that I've learnt throughout the process, is keeping your raw footage for at least 6 to 12 months after you have filmed for a brand, even if it's on a hard drive or something. Because I've had brands come back to me 4 months later and be like, hey, your content performed so well, can we purchase the raw footage? And I deleted it. And I lost so much money because I deleted the raw footage. So I don't know.
That's bad, because I'd say I'd give it a month and then delete it.
Yeah.
I keep the good parts just for the sake of having some B-roll.
Yeah, for your own personal branding even or something.
Yeah, but then I delete the whole thing.
Yeah, oh my God. And most creators, I think, would do that naturally. You're it's taking up some videos can take up so many gigabytes of storage.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah. So I'd recommend just going and getting a hard drive from the shops or something, just for all of the raw footage, to leave it there. Instead of paying for Google storage or something, just buy a hard drive, chuck all your raw footage on there, just in case of an emergency, because that did happen to me.
Oh my God, I've never thought about that. That is crazy. Wow. Okay, so we are going into, so those are the keywords. There are so many more, but again, that is on a deeper level.
Got to follow along to find out more in the next episode.
Exactly, and what is that? A CTA.
That's a CTA. It was in the wrong part of the video though.
Okay, so we're now going to go into the reality of UGC, the things that we have to look for as a creator that doesn't really get spoken about, or it does get spoken about, but no one actually goes into depth about it.
Yeah. Unspoken truths.
Exactly.
And then also what else did we write down? Oh, things that we're going to be careful, you've got to be careful of in the beginning.
Yeah.
So these are a little bit of tips and tricks for a beginner, things to be careful of, and then unspoken truths that happen that you realize down the line. Because it's very glamorized, I think.
It is very glamorized.
And it's amazing. We love the job.
It's great.
It's great.
But there is so much to do behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So much.
And people, I think, always almost undermine content creators and just think, oh, you're just getting your phone out and you're just filming stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't think about the strategy that's actually behind that, the education behind it. Also just the complexities of filming sometimes. Lighting can be a pain in the bum. Oh my God. Especially in Melbourne. Yeah. In Melbourne in winter, it's not good. So we're going to dive into all of that.
Okay.
I'll let Vitalia start first.
Yeah.
Your top
so the big one that I've always emphasized, and I personally haven't experienced this myself.
I have. I've been scammed.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll get into that
later.
But what Charlie's talking about is, so yes, as a beginner, you're more susceptible.
Yeah.
susceptible.
You're more prone.
More prone to getting scammed.
Yeah.
And how you do this, it's very easy actually, but when you receive an inbound, okay, so this is obviously, like again, how we said, the brand contacting you. They will send you a very glamorized pitch. They're going to be like $5,000 for like 2 videos and like 1 month usage. Amazing.
And
that
as
was
a beginner,
real.
you're like, oh my God,
And
this is the best job
exactly,
ever.
exactly.
What everyone was saying on social media is so true. You
Exactly.
can make like 5-figure months so easily. So you get hooked in.
Exactly. And honestly, like if it was true, lovely, I'd do it. But one thing that you really do have to look for is their email handle. About it is, so it'll have their like name. It will be like A and B company, and then it'll be like at gmail.com or outlook.com. That itself, unless it's like a really, really small startup brand, which you can also research on Instagram, see how they are. But that itself seems scammy because a real company would not have at gmail.com.
They'd have a domain. It's
Exactly,
called?
yeah. They'd have their own domain.
Yeah.
So I've had multiple of these come through my DMs, but as a beginner, I did do my research and I knew not to reply to them.
I get scammed out of, no, I did get scammed out of $80 actually because
80?
80 because
Why?
I bought.
Oh my God, wait, don't tell me you paid for the product.
I did.
What?
It's like
Oh
that.
my God.
I started UGC without doing much research into it at all. Like I'm very much just like send it kind of person.
Yeah.
And I just sent it, and like within my first month, I got an email and they were like, we're gonna pay you $2,000.
Oh my God.
I had literally posted like one video in my life, so don't fall for that. $2,000, and you're gonna all you have to do is either create one video for us, or you can take 5 photos. For $2,000, not even like amazing creators get paid that much for 5 photos.
That is, no. And you did not see that as a scam.
They sent me the link. I clicked on the link.
Oh my
I went
God.
through. I purchased an $80 electric toothbrush. How bad is that?
So they didn't pay you anything?
No.
Did they?
They didn't. I made the content. I took the photos. They're freaking fantastic, by the way, because I used I did this wrong because I didn't really understand UGC that well.
So you used your actual camera?
I used my actual camera because I thought they wanted like professional photos. I did clarify with them. I said, do you want like more like user-generated content, which is like me obviously in the photos with the product, or do you want me to use my professional camera and take them? And they said, oh, either way, whatever, up to you. We don't mind. I was like, oh,
another
cool.
red flag.
Yeah, another red flag. They're not being like firm on what they want. And so I love using my professional camera. So I was like, I'm going to use that. Took some fantastic photos, spent a whole day making some content. I was like, oh, cha-ching, I'm going to make $2,000. And then they actually like really went through with this whole process of like she kept updating me for like a month afterwards, telling me that it's just going to like to the marketing team to get approved. And I'm so sorry, we're waiting for the marketing team. I'm going to call this brand out because like it's actually bad. Their name's Truthtastic. I think they're like done with their scamming now, but I've heard, I made a TikTok about it and helped a lot of creators prevent them from doing it. But multiple creators messaged me and they did the same thing where they actually purchased the product as well. So it's very easy to fall for. I know it's stupid, like it sounds stupid, but so many beginners do it and they know that people would actually fall for it. So
that is nuts.
There we go.
That's
my story. So don't do that.
Another thing to look for in their email is their font. Now, this is spoken about. People do talk about the font, but I actually have something again. Like I'm not. So basically, their font will be the default font when you're writing an email. I don't know what the font's called.
I'm not sure.
But it'll be like the default font. You'll know when you see it. But recently, I actually had a brand reach out. And they used a different font. I don't know, like it was like an italicized font. And I was a bit skeptical. I looked at their handle, their email handle, looked fine. It was not Gmail. I went on their socials. They did do user-generated content. And some of the creators that we know actually worked with them as well. So I'm like, okay, it can't be that bad, but why is their font like that? So I was a bit on edge. I waited a day or so just to think about it. Spoke to them. Anyway, fast forward till today, I worked with them and they're fine. So yes, you do look out for their font. It should be the default font, but you still got to do research on top of it.
Yeah.
Because
it's
if I
hard.
didn't do that research and find out that other creators were working with them, I probably wouldn't have done it either.
But then on the other end of that, I've even like worked with multiple brands that have been fantastic, and they have like stuck to my rates. They've not tried to negotiate. They've valued my time. And they have been brands that are literally like in their bio, it says coming soon. Like they've just started, never worked with anyone before. They're just trying to get a handle for it. So even if you go on their Instagram, it kind of looks a bit dodgy because sometimes they use like AI generated images to start off their advertising.
I think that's a huge like.
I don't like it.
On a marketing side of it, like when we start talking about marketing, I see so many small companies use AI to start up.
Yeah.
That is...
It's sending the wrong
signal.
So bad. Yeah, and this is where UGC
bad.
is amazing because it creates that authenticity. AI, it's gonna happen, but I think that you're gonna really get a tell on how much you should be respecting each brand based on like how they actually are doing their marketing. Because like if they stick to creating like authentic content, you know that they're like an authentic brand and that they value their customers and they value their products and things like that. So I think that's UGC is still going to be strong, I reckon. But yeah, sometimes with brands, like as much as you do need to do your research and stuff, you could always ask for a upfront payment of 50% to kind of like guarantee that it's okay. Like
some money.
Beforehand. So if I feel like they've not posted before, I don't know if I can trust them because they don't have like prior experience with UGC creators, I'll just ask for a 50% payment upfront, see if they do that, and if they do that, then I'll go ahead with the content. So that's just a little tip in there as well.
Another one is the word dear.
Dear.
They'll be like, hello, dear. Hi, dear. I'm not your dear.
It drives me nuts.
Don't call me dear.
Hi there. Hi there.
Yeah, that's just a no-brainer. If you say hi dear, it's just like 95% of the time it's fake.
Yeah, because they're bulk sending it to everyone. They're not putting your name in there or personalizing it.
Like they're not. So yeah, exactly. Why should you personalize their content if they don't even know who you are?
Yeah, exactly.
I've had
so rude.
tan companies reach out to me.
Yeah.
Have they seen me? I'm literally brown.
I've had like pregnant maternity stuff reach out to me.
Or like anti-aging products. I'm like, I'm not that old.
Yeah.
Come on.
I can't really advertise an anti-wrinkle cream. I'm sorry. Like actually, to be fair, I would like, if they wanted to, I'd get my mum on board.
Yeah, exactly.
She's so here for it.
I'd get my mum too.
Yeah. So please reach out to me if you're an anti-wrinkle company. We can work.
We'll get our mothers involved.
But maybe not the maternity and the tanning stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like, have you, like, did you look at me? Did you care to research me?
And sometimes they just don't.
It doesn't even take like a scientist to figure that out.
Yeah, and the thing that annoys me as well is that a lot of brands will stand up and say like very openly on social media that they're against working with UGC creators because they get like spammed with so many pictures per day that aren't customized, and that like so valid from a brand's perspective. I can understand feeling overwhelmed, but it's really funny then when they don't recognize that we also get that from brands. Like the amount of scam emails I get every day, pictures that are just not at all like personalized towards you. I'm getting like so many emails at the moment asking if I like have heard of this new like AI platform to help schedule my emails.
Okay, so I've got that too. Oh my
god, it's driving me nuts.
I've been getting that too.
Like we get it as well. It's not just you brands. We understand the pain.
Oh my god, it's annoying.
It is annoying. Anyway.
So those are my main scammy moments, but there are so much more.
Yeah. Also, you can even like recently I actually had an incident with The Ordinary, the skincare brand. So I got a scam email and they used the person's name in the actual like best regards person's name, right? And I was like, oh, that's good. They've got like a person's name. I did research. She's on like LinkedIn and Instagram and she actually works for The Ordinary. So I'm thinking I'm about to get a collab with The Ordinary, my favorite skincare brand of all time, right? I was so excited. And then I thought, you know what, it seems a little bit dodgy. Like the email just seemed a bit off. The actual email address seemed a bit off. So then I actually found that person on Instagram. I messaged her privately and I sent her screenshots of the email and I said, hey, like, introduce myself. I just got this email from you. I just wanted to confirm that it actually is you since I'm getting so many scam emails at the moment before we go ahead and like finalize the collab. And she responded saying, I'm so sorry, like so many people are getting this at the moment, like the scam emails from us. They're trying to sort it out on their end. And as an apology, she sent me some PR from The Ordinary.
Oh my God.
So I got some PR from them. And they've said
amazing.
that now I'm on their like list of creators as well. So if they have UGC opportunities down the line, we can work together as well. But yeah, so
that's really good.
That turned
Especially
into a great result. But also I didn't get scammed because I thought with my brain cells and messaged her.
Exactly. And you didn't have to pay for the products this time.
Yeah, exactly. Never pay for products. Never ever pay for products. That's like the rule of thumb.
That's just,
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Next thing. What did I write down to say? Something I've been feeling passionate about recently. I actually saw a creator called Chloe mention this, and I thought that she was so on the ball, is to never, don't try to educate others until you actually are educated yourself. So I see a lot of beginner UGC creators, and I literally did this myself. So I'm speaking from experience.
I did the same.
I think we all do. You're trying to create you're trying to establish yourself within the space. You're kind of seeing other creators doing so well and want to make yourself also feel like you're kind of in that group with them. So you start posting educational content. And I think you definitely can post educational content, but it has to have this it has to be done a very specific way. You can't kind of come in here and say I have this much experience and I've done this and this is why you should listen to me and make up fake results and say all these amazing things. You actually have to build up that credibility before you start posting like that. So how I would approach it is, if I was to create this personal brand from scratch, a UGC account, I would actually track my journey. I'd say week 1 as a UGC creator. And then
I like those type of videos.
Me too, yeah.
I think it's really good.
Yeah. You can see the growth very clearly of the creator. You can track their growth. You can see what they're learning or what parts of the process. And then they can just explain to you what they've learned today, not try to tell you what you should know kind of thing. I think that's important. So yeah, just try just be really authentic. The way that you are with brands content, it's all about authenticity, relatability. You want your personal brand to come across as authentic as possible, because that stands out to brands more than trying to fake your credentials and fake that you are the best and making XYZ amounts and stuff like that. But also in saying that, I love when people are very honest with their content as well, but only once they've actually hit those milestones. Talk about how much you're making, talk about the brands you're working with, talk about your successes. I think that's it's actually really motivating to other creators, but I like to be transparent and stuff. But yeah, just don't do it before you've hit the milestone. Don't make things up. Don't try and teach others before you know yourself.
And again, don't try and teach others what you said. But one thing I will say is, you can still teach your audience, whether it's creators or brands, things. For example, whether it's little edits that isn't for example, I've posted stuff to do edits and how to do things on CapCut. And I knew I could do it. So I knew I didn't need a certain level of credibility because I knew I could do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because you can be a beginner UGC and still know how to do simple cuts, but other beginners don't know how to do it. So as a beginner, you can still do things like that.
Yeah. Just be careful, I think.
But just be careful with what you say.
And how much you're kind of making yourself, how you're making yourself look, I guess.
Even if you position yourself as I've just started UGC, this is what I've learned doing CapCut, I think this will be really good for beginners as well.
Exactly.
I think that saying it like that is a bit more, it's okay, rather than saying, no, I've done this for this long and I'm already acing this, do that, you should be doing this if you want to be on my level kind of thing.
I hate when I see creators be and I feel I probably even did this, who knows? So you can backtrack on my account if you'd like and call me out. But
we're learning from experience. Exactly. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah. So I think that in the first couple of months, I think I did my first month of UGC, I made $3,000 or something from it, which is true, I did. But that's it's just something that you've literally been doing it for 1 month. I feel you need to get a little bit of more experience under your belt, because if you're gonna, I don't know, present it like that to other people, it makes other people think that in their first months they're going to be able that to do much. Whereas the next month, I reckon it was probably 1.5K. And then from there, it fluctuates so much. So get a little bit more credibility behind you, and then you can talk back on it and say see, it fluctuates so much. This isn't every month, but I have been able to make these figures. And also, always remember that when creators post, I made a 10K month, that's not including tax. You get taxed 30% or whatever. So just to we're just trying to be real and honest here. And I feel one of those things is that you do need to keep in mind that someone making a 10K a month isn't always them having 10K in their bank account kind of thing.
Exactly.
Which I think.
And at the end of the day, like there's going to be things, I'm sure there's going to be things that we want to talk about down the line. And like I've been doing UGC for almost a year. Like I still have so much growth. Like I'm not calling myself like, I'm not saying like, oh my God, like I should be telling this because I have the authority, because I'm doing it for a year, everything like that. I only do it part-time as well. So I'm not really, like the amount of time I'd want to put into it, I can't.
Yeah.
You have a degree. Well,
I've got a degree in social media. So.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
good.
So you have credibility to talk about some things, and then also your year of UGC experience. But I think both of us have so much growth.
100%. And I think on this podcast as well, everything we say is literally just us trying to break that wall. I feel like we're wanting
it's what we've learned as well. Across, like again, these Gmail ones, you've made the mistake of paying for things like the dear. Everyone experiences that. Like everything we talk about is our experience. Yeah. And what we've learned from it as well.
Yeah, and we could look back on this and be like, oh, like we've grown a lot, like in the last 6 months or whatever. But I think that it's just this whole channel is just going to be about like honest, relatable stuff. And we just want to have a chat, like open conversation. Please comment, please let us know if you disagree or agree with something. Exactly. And we can even like bring that up in the next episode and have a deeper chat about it. So we just want to be honest around here and have chats, open the conversation. Yeah.
Okay. Next one is, brands, as a beginner, again, going as beginners, brands are going to take advantage of you, of your rates, okay? And this also comes down to sending your rates confidently, which I will admit, I still can't do. I still can't do it. I'm not even lying. I literally can't do it. I feel so bad, or I either feel bad or I feel like I'm just going to get rejected. And
it's a hard one.
I got to like learn how to get rejected.
Yeah. Got to get the rejection.
But like as a beginner, you might think, okay, what do you actually think a good beginner rate is?
I think that I didn't charge this, I charged a lot less. But I think as a beginner, like anywhere from like $100 to $150.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And I think that as well, that really depends on like what they're asking you to do. Yeah. Because if they're asking you for like paid usage rights and like all that kind of stuff.
More,
yeah, exclusivity, perpetuity. Their key terms we've not even gone over, but we'll chat about it another time.
It's a very big thing.
If they're not putting like, as a beginner, you should be charging like, $100, $150 for a video, but also please protect yourself. Like I didn't protect myself at all. And these brands now have my face forever. Like they can do whatever they want. And I literally like charge them less than that. So yeah. What about you? You agree? 150?
I agree. Yeah. As a beginner, you're going to want, so again, as I personally believe that as a beginner, you should charge like what CHARLI said, depending on the scope, of course. But brands will either try and take advantage of you because they know you're a beginner. There will be like $50 for like
the amount of $50. Everyone $50.
Exactly, $50 or like $80 for this.
And then you have to pay tax on that, so it ends up being like what, $20?
Nothing, literally. Yeah. So they will take advantage of you, and they also know when you don't send it confidently.
Yeah.
Right. So you might say, oh, I can do between like, my rate is between 100 to 150. Don't even offer that. Yeah. Because they're going to go straight for the 100. Yeah. Right? So if you want to set, you need to learn how to set it confidently, and I need to listen to this advice myself because I still can't do it. Yeah. But if you know your value, right? Let's say you've been practicing for a month or so. You've just been filming with things around your house.
Can I just latch off that quickly? Yeah. That's the best way to start. Yeah. I would honestly really suggest not taking on many gifted collabs in the beginning because it creates this precedence for brands that UGC creators will work for free. Just in the beginning, I reckon use stuff around the house as much as you can, products you already have and love, and then go straight into actually getting paid collabs for low prices, but get some money from it. Don't take on gifted because it tarnishes the reputation of UGC creators, and it creates that precedence for everyone else. And it really
brands just expect it.
Yeah, even from creators who have been working in the industry for over a year, 2 years, they'll still ask for gifted collabs, which is ridiculous. It's literally like my full-time job. I'm like, bro, I'm not working for free. But anyway, sorry.
What was I saying? Sending your rates confidently. So if you know you've been doing it for a month, right, and you feel confident, and you've shared your videos on social media, people like, you know, they like it or they give you constructive feedback, and you improve on that, then yes, set your rate at your 150, go from there, obviously depending on your scope, but brands, they can take advantage.
Yeah.
Like that's just something that happens. And I actually have a story about this as well, but I had, I'll come back to it later, but a brand basically knew that I'm a very, very big beginner, and they quoted me straight up 50 to 70 between there. And I said no. And then when I gave them the rate I would wanted to have charged, they said, oh, that's too steep. And I'm like, okay, well then, no content.
Can we segue into the embarrassing stories
We
now?
will.
I feel
we
like
will.
Sure, we'll wait. We'll get to that
We'll
part.
fly through these next few minutes.
Yeah, okay. I have something really funny to share.
Yeah, me too.
That's so
me too.
good. That's so, they're just ridiculous sometimes. But
Yeah.
anyway, okay, then going on from that, the reality of UGC, the other thing that I feel like I wanted to speak about today is like the unspoken truth. So as I said before, it's super glamorized, the industry, like it's public, it's shared on social media. Like we have to post on social media to create a personal brand. And you're not gonna be sharing like the negative parts of it, because we literally love our job so much that then the pros outweigh the cons in every way, shape or form, I reckon. But they definitely are the cons, and I feel like these are pretty relatable for UGC creators. So the first one I would say is like, for some people working from home, you do work from your own house. So that can be quite a big social barrier. So it's just, I think for me, I love it because I love working from home, and I always have. I loved like even in lockdown doing like, because in Melbourne we had like huge lockdowns during COVID. Did all of my schooling from home. I really enjoyed it. I know it caused a lot of people a lot of mental health issues and stuff.
It was a tough time.
It was definitely tough. And for me, like it worked really well, that setup, and it still works really well, the working from home, but it definitely has its flaws. Like I've got 4 other people working in my house from home every single day. So we're all one big happy family working from home. We have our lunch breaks together as well, which is cute, but it's also very distracting sometimes.
That's so different for me because not one person works from home in my house.
Everyone's out at work.
Everyone's out.
So different. But yeah, so it's got its pros and cons depending on who you are as a person and if you like that. So I think a big thing is just making sure you're like mingling with other creators in your free time, like trying to organize catch-ups and stuff like that.
Like we only live like 5 to 10 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, literally.
So Charlie and I see each other quite a bit.
Yeah, and now we're going to be seeing each other like a lot more, which is really good because we can chat about all things UGC. And then the other things is I think that people, when they like present it online, they'll say like, oh, I made this much this month doing it full time, blah, blah, blah. Full time as a UGC creator means literally full on time. Like it is your whole life. Like I'm not talking a 40-hour work week. I'm talking like every second that you are up and breathing and not doing something else.
You're thinking UGC.
You're thinking UGC. You're editing a video. You're filming as soon as there's good lighting. It doesn't matter if it's a Sunday afternoon. You don't really like have boundaries with like your weekends and stuff like that. Like it becomes your life. And for me, I love it and I don't mind. Like it is really fun, I find it. So I do present myself to brands as someone who works 7 days a week. So I'm literally like, I'm there for you if you need quick turnarounds. But I also know a lot of creators who have been doing this for like 2 or 3 years. They really have tried to implement, they've seen mentally that it's affected them. And are trying to implement like no work on the weekends, no work after this time. Especially if you've got a family, it's so important, like kids and stuff. So that's a big thing. Like you just need to be prepared that a full-time work week it means a lot more than a regular full work week. And it does pay off in the long run. So at the moment I'm working loads because I'm hoping that in 5 to 10 years, I will have built a like really strong business with like passive income and I won't be working as much as most people in their 30s. So I'm working now for my 30-year-old self. That's what the goal is. And then also you're gonna like spend your nighttime editing. Like if you get really excited about editing a video, like instead of chucking a show on or like reading a book, I'll be sitting editing in bed.
I was doing last night.
Yeah, me too. Like I'm not sat doom scrolling anymore. I'm editing content. And your screen time is gonna go through the roof. It's actually insane. Like I spend probably like 9 hours maybe a day on my phone.
Since starting UGC, I actually got glasses.
Yeah.
I got prescription glasses.
My vision's got worse as well, so I can back that statement. Like it's not great. And that's just on my phone, like 9 hours, because that's filming, that's editing, that's like engaging on my socials. I also do like other things like my personal branding, like more like influencer stuff. So engaging on those socials as well.
And then admin on your laptop.
Admin on my laptop is included in all that time. So anyway, that's just the realities of it.
Yeah.
There's so many amazing things, but they're the few things to consider if you're wanting to start UGC as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then how much you can actually make from UGC. We kind of already spoke about the beginner rates.
Everyone loves to know how much you can make doing UGC.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wish someone had answered this for me as well.
Yeah, this is one thing people aren't like, they're beginning to be a little bit more transparent about, I think now, but when I started, people were very...
It was like 10K. 5K in like 2 weeks, or like 1K in like the one day.
Yeah.
And honestly, yes, it can happen. You can, like I've had like $1,600 deal that I managed to film everything in the one day.
Yeah.
It can happen.
But
it's literally been my second or third time doing it in the whole entire year.
Yeah. And you also have to think of like, okay, someone has just made 1.6K or like a 2.5K collab in one day, right? But that has taken multiple weeks of communication with the brand.
Exactly.
It's taken days of like scripting, planning, all of this other like pre-work kind of stuff. You can realistically like script and edit and all that on the one day as well. But you just have to think like your costs have to cover the amount that you're paying for subscriptions, your equipment. It has to cover your tax. It has to cover your GST if you're paying that. It has to cover the amount of time that you're taking pitching and personal branding and communicating with brands. Like, so every time that you charge a brand, it's not just like, you never base it on like an hourly rate, because it should be covering all these other business expenses as well.
That is true.
Not just like, so that's why you can't like feel bad if you're charging like a lot. You have to consider like everything else that is being included in that fee. It's including like potential like revisions and the time it took to sign the contract and all sorts of things. So they made 1.6K in a day, but also for the last 3 days, they might not have made any money because they were just like pitching and communicating with brands and stuff.
That's literally what happened to me. Those last few days, like the days before I filmed it, I wasn't even in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And this brand actually gave me a 4-day turnaround, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't be serious.
Yeah,
and I asked for, I'm like, can I have an extension? Because I have uni as well.
Yeah.
And uni is during the day when the sun is out.
That's another thing to consider.
And by the time I get home, it's going to be like nighttime. So like I'm not going to film in, and I don't have great artificial light at home. So I prefer just not filming in artificial light.
I hate artificial light if I can avoid it.
But so let's go.
Okay.
What is your highest earning month?
I think it was like $5,500. That was in January this year. And then I was like, we're starting off strong, because I just stopped uni. So I'm officially in January starting like full-time content creation.
Yeah.
That was my first month. I was like, this is so good. That was like my goal for the year, was to hit a 5K month. And then each month since then, it's been like 4,500, 3,700, and it's gone lower and lower and lower. So that's been fantastic.
5.5K. But those 3K months are still something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's still great, but it's funny how you do. It's inconsistent. Like you can't always expect to hit like the best like month ever. But anyway, it all fluctuates. I reckon though.
But that's not bad. 5.5 in how long have you been? A year.
Yeah. And most of the time I was doing it as it was part-time with like full-on degree. And I also had another job for a little bit, and like also like all sorts of other stuff. So what about you? What's your highest month been so far?
My highest month has been, this is not like first of the month to the last day of the month. This is more within 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to take this as 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Because within that 4 weeks, it was a fair bit.
Yeah.
Well, for me, because I do it part-time, so mine was, I think, just under 4K.
That's
just
good.
Under. So I'd say maybe 3.6, 3.7, somewhere there.
Yeah. And VITALIA has another job as well, so like.
Yeah.
That's good. You're doing well.
But then the month after that, I think it was literally like 2K.
Yeah.
But And then actually the months before that, I made nothing, only because I was traveling. And then when I came back from traveling, so I went away for a month. And when I came back from traveling for the first like 3 weeks, my inboxes were dried because I didn't post anything when I was overseas.
That's
I went home to like my home country, and as much as I wanted to post, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Like I was with them constantly,
with family.
and I took my partner over to meet the family. So I was really present with my family.
Yeah.
So I didn't do anything. So when I came back, my inboxes were dry, my socials were dry, my engagement was so low. No. Didn't engage with anyone back. It was just like a bit like, oh, whatever. So I had to build up again.
Yeah.
So obviously that month made like, I think I still did one collab and I made like $700.
Yeah.
But,
oh, still good.
But like,
there we go.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah. One collab, $700. Oh. No, that's great. Yeah. What about? So we've already discussed that with like a UGC beginner, we reckon like $100 to $150 dollars. But what about like what are your rates now roughly sitting at?
Mine at the moment. So mine fluctuates in like based on like an organic or an ad style video.
Yeah.
So my base rate is $300 for one video.
Yeah.
If you do, like for example, I have like if you do 3 videos, it'll be a little bit less.
You got
than,
packages.
Yeah, like I've got packages with it that like the base rate would go down a little bit. But at the moment, $300. If it depends again the scope. If it's just like a 10-second reel that they would like with me in the background doing something, I'm going to charge a bit lower for that.
Yeah.
I know some creators don't do that, but I personally feel like that's what I can offer.
I agree.
So yeah, at the moment $300. Yeah, what about you?
And then for usage rights on top of it, what?
Usage.
How's that looking?
So I do 30% of the base rate per month for paid.
Yeah.
When I
do
offer
the exact same.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When I offer organic rights, so I actually include 3 months organic rights in the...
We do so this is all the exact
do
same
you?
as mine, 300
okay.
base rate, then 30%, and then include 3 months of organic in the base rate.
That's what I do, yes. So I include 3 months of organic in the base rate, but honestly, I don't know, because I'm trying to figure out my rates. I was trying to do a rate card last weekend, and I was trying to just fix it up and see where I am with my rates, but... Yeah, 3 months incled organic, and then if they want to add on organic or paid, it's just obviously an extra cost.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure like whitelisting and stuff, you're meant to add an extra 30%, so it ends up being like 60% roughly. I could be wrong in saying this. I've only done whitelisting twice.
I've never done it.
Yeah,
so
it's been. I've done it twice, but I think it was like 60% of the base. So yeah, basically, so I think 3 months extra of paid usage rights. No. Wait, anyway, I'm getting confused. Let's not go into that, or I'm just going to confuse everyone else. But VITALIA mentioned a rate card, and I wanted to say, in case there's any beginners watching, a rate card is something I didn't even like create until a couple of months ago, and it's been really great because you never pitch sending your rate card, because like you don't want to like bombard them with your rate straight away, and you also want wiggle room to negotiate depending on the scope of deliverables. I don't always send my rate card because I think that typically, like I try to get the brief first and see what they are wanting from it, and then I will either type up a different kind of rate card depending on what they're asking, or I'll send them the one that I actually already have. And the rate card basically states like what your base rate is, how much you charge per month for paid content on top of that, how much like your extra add-ons are, like photos and your hooks and extra call to actions, and then also things like packages, so bundles. You can charge, if a brand wants to purchase 3 videos off me, I will obviously bring down and give them a bit of a discount because they're asking for a lot of content, and it's easier for me because I can film with the one product in the same sort of like couple of days and stuff like that. So that's what a rate card is. I would definitely not send that straight away because you just really want that wiggle room to negotiate. Especially, I agree with things like the other day, for example, I did a video for a brand and I only charged them $200 because it was going straight to my account. They never even like got access to the content. They're never going to utilize it anywhere else on their socials across paid or organic content. And it took me about 10 minutes to film and then maybe like half an hour to edit. It was very basic kind of setup.
Like at the end of the day, no matter how many brands believe we're trying to scam them and give them like, and quote them like $300 for like a 10-second reel.
Yeah.
I'm talking for myself here, and maybe for you as well, but if you want a reel that is let's say 15 seconds and it's it's an organic reel, no like proper speaking to camera, it might just be music over the top, I'm not going to charge you my 300.
Exactly.
Like I want to be honest with myself and obviously go lower. Like my goal is not to like scam brands.
Yeah, you want to you want to help them as well, because you hope they'll come back to you for more work as well. Like it works in your favor if you're great with communicating, you're offering a really great price to them and great content, they might end up coming back to you. Whereas if they feel like your content wasn't worth what they paid, they're never going to come back to you for it. And realistically, you're making less money in the long run probably than you could if you just charged a little bit less. And and I agree, we're not trying to scam people, we're just trying to like work and get our fair share of payment for what we do. But yeah, so I think that's kind of like a good little chat about like how much we charge for things. But yeah, so I think this actually leads in really well to what our most embarrassing like collabs have been up till today.
Also, the noise is the people next door. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
I don't know through the mic. Hopefully the mics block it out. But they were on their lunch break before and now they're back, the tradies.
Okay, so do you want to go first?
Oh, I feel like I've been doing a lot of talking, so you go first. But yeah, we're just gonna do like embarrassing collabs and like bad experiences that we've had with brands so far.
So mine is a bad experience. Now, my first UGC video was with one that I actually posted. So I can't remember.
They're hammering so much.
I know. It was with a very big Australian company. I'm not gonna name them. But yeah,
no
it was
naming and shaming.
It was
except for Toothtastic.
Toothtastic.
Yeah, I'll name and shame you.
It was a very big company, and I went in because I like in my usual life I go to them anyway. And then when I was there, I'm like, hey, can I quickly film some stuff? This is what I'm doing, blah blah blah. So that was my first video, and I posted it, and then they also just gave me like an $80 like voucher to use there. So I'm like, cool, first video, got an $80 voucher, amazing. And then when I posted it, I think it's like the manager of the multiple. So I think it's the franchise manager. I don't know what it. He owned multiple of these companies. I don't even know what the title of someone is called.
CEO.
No, he wasn't CEO. I don't know. But he contacted me saying, hey, loved your video, would love to jump on a call with you. So straight away I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like my first video, the big bosses are calling me, you know. Yeah. So I set up a meeting. This meeting, I think he forgot. He didn't even attend it. And then he sent me a message saying, hey, sorry, blah, 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 can we reschedule? I'm like, okay, whatever. And then the rescheduled meeting, he still didn't join it. And I'm like, oh my God, like what type of professionalism is this? And then he ended up just calling me and being like, hey, he was calling me when he was in the car driving. So it wasn't even he didn't actually want to take me seriously. It was just more of I'm just going to call her while I'm driving. Not even try to,
make it professional.
So basically he asked me how long I've been doing social media for, and I said, it was my first video. So I was honest with him. I told him the first video. And then he asked me to work for them, like do their content, like actually work for them, like a part-time position.
Were you going to be like a social media manager then, like looking after their account?
I don't know manager, but like creating content for them.
Creating consistent content, like a retainer type thing.
Yeah.
And then they would
But
share
they wanted to employ me, so I couldn't actually, initially I said...
You actually would work, like it wouldn't be like a freelancing job. No. It would be an actual position within the company. Okay. Yeah.
So initially I said I was hesitant because I'm like, no, the whole reason I started UGC was to build something for myself. Yes, it's my business.
Exactly.
And then he asked, okay, what are your rates? And then I told him at the time, because it was an in-person, I can't remember, but I think I quoted 150 to 200, somewhere there, because his other venues were like an hour drive from me. So I also have to account for like my petrol.
Petrol and the time it takes to drive there. Exactly. Parking I've found was an issue
parking,
a couple of times. God. Yeah.
So I quoted 200 and then he was like, oh, that's steep. And then I'm like, okay.
I hate that unprofessionalism. and that's steep.
I told him, and then I'm like, okay, so like, what's your rate?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, like maybe $50 to $70 per video. And I'm like, no. I'm like, that's not my rate. Like, that's not, you know. And then he's like, oh, come on, you can be our guinea pig. You can be our guinea pig. We will give you the treatment and you can still get your $50.
It sounds like they're doing rat testing or something on you.
Oh
Like
my God.
You're going to go into this lab and like they're going to just prong you.
I was so, like,
so
that
bad.
was so disrespectful. And I said, like, no.
Yeah, good
Like,
on you.
I'm like, no. I think I don't know what I said, but I think I said, I'll think about it. And then I said, no.
Yeah.
But like, to have a brand call you a guinea pig
and a
to
big
one
brand.
of their services, that is crazy. And it is a big brand.
Yeah.
It is a big brand.
Yeah.
So
far
they're lucky
out.
I'm not calling him out.
Crazy.
But
Crazy
anyway,
stuff.
so I didn't speak to him since then. Oh, and also when he was talking to me, he was calling me V.
V.
Like, I'm not.
we're so chill.
I'm not
V.
your friend. Like, he was like, "Hey V."
I
I'm
hate
like,
it.
oh hey.
Oh, such an ick. Oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
so that was one of my bad experiences. And yours?
Oh my God. Okay. My one was
I think I know
also,
yours.
yeah.
Yours is bad.
I've talked about this before because I was ranting a lot during the time. But basically my first ever UGC deal it was actually from an app. So there's like apps that you can join. Like I think there's like Fiverr and Billo, and mine was The Right Fit. I actually got like majority of my initial collabs from The Right Fit. Yeah. The other ones I found were like a bit too tricky and like I didn't love them. But yeah, The Right Fit was great. Normally, if you were pitching about $150 to $200 for a collab, I would get a lot of them. It doesn't work for me now because my rates are higher. But yeah, at the time it was great, and they didn't expect like high quality content either. Like they knew that you were a beginner most of the time on these apps. So it worked really great for me. It worked great for the brands. But this one brand, I'm not gonna say their name either, but they reached out to me. He was actually really wonderful, the guy like that I was chatting to. He was very professional, even though we were texting on WhatsApp a lot of the time, because we did our first collab on the Right Fit platform, and he loved it enough to then move it across to WhatsApp. First collab, I charged $80, right? Which is like a very, very small amount of money. But to be fair, the video was literally me just like stood in a room reading a script. Like I was even like holding the phone. It was very low effort, low quality, not something I'm proud of. So I'm not actually mad about the $80 for that first video. I was very happy. I was away with my friends for the weekend at my holiday house. We were just about to go to a winery. I just popped downstairs for 20 minutes, recorded a video, got paid $80. I went and spent it on some wine at the winery and I was having the best time. So that worked out really well. He was lovely. He then asked me to be a retainer for him because he really liked the way that I naturally presented myself to the camera. That was like the goal for that first video, to see how I chatted to the camera. And then we went from there and we started creating more like high quality content. We shared a Notion with like loads of scripts in it, and like I had to come up with the content ideas myself, which took like so long because he would decline like 70% of them because they weren't like in line with what he wanted. But he never explained his vision to me. Like he wouldn't share things with me or like make it easy for me.
That makes it so much harder.
It was really hard to like gauge what he wanted. And when I came up with these concepts, I'm like, that's perfect, that's perfect. As a beginner, it's so hard to find content ideas that really align with the brand. Like you need that support and you need their guidance a little bit. And he was very specific about what he wanted. And he also went against everything that I've learned about content in my degree and in my knowledge. He wanted like 2-minute videos that were very educational. They were very much targeted at like Facebook people. So for me, that felt really wrong. Like, so these are 2-minute educational style videos. I had to plan and write the scripts for them. I then had to get them approved, like wait for them to get approved. I had to film a lot of visuals. It was with my dog. So I was doing like loads of content with my dog. It's really hard to do pet content sometimes because she's really well behaved, but it's just hard to get the exact right thing. Like she doesn't jump up on things, and he needed a lot of the time like her to jump onto the couch. Even if I put a treat on the couch, she wasn't going to jump on the couch. Like she was really hard because she's so well behaved. So like get her to do like naughty things.
And she's older, isn't she?
She's older. You got to watch her like get her run around. I had to video her like pooping, so I had to wait for her to poop in one of the videos.
That feels so intrusive.
It did. I hated it.
Oh my
I hated
God.
every minute of it. I felt so bad for my poor dog.
God.
She got a lot of little like treats out of it, so I took her for lots of walks, but I felt
God.
so bad. And anyway, This was a retainer client then. I did 8 videos in that styles, 2-minute educational videos for every single month, 8 videos for $300.
Oh my God.
$300. I got paid $300 for 8 videos.
You are crazy.
It was the most overwhelming experience.
300.
300.
Dude, oh my God. You're charging that for one video
My
now.
base rate for one video. And that's not even like these kind of style of videos. Like I'm talking, I now charge $300 for a 30 to like 60 second video. These are 2-minute.
That
it
is
was so
crazy.
high effort.
No.
I had to like dress up in like business outfits and like do like science experiment type thing. Like there were loads of different really creative
How long did you do
looks.
it for? Because you said...
Oh, I did it for so long. I did this for like, I worked with him for probably, wait, when did I go to Japan? Like November? That was when I stopped. And I started UGC in January, February, March, April, April time.
Okay, so May, June, July, August,
September, October, November.
7 months?
7 months. I didn't do that the whole time. It was probably about
Okay.
5 months. I actually stuck to that with him, but I didn't have a contract in place because I was stupid. I didn't, he
Oh my God.
has access to all that content with perpetual usage rights because I was stupid.
Perpetual?
Yeah.
Oh
no, because
my
I didn't have a
God.
contract. So,
Wait. Oh my
yeah,
God.
for $300,
To
8
be fair,
videos.
I just realized I still come across them, by the way.
Yeah,
He's still running them as paid
they're
ads.
always running. I'm literally, it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart so
Yeah.
much because I know they're performing well because he's been running them for ages. They pop up on like everyone I know's Facebook
they've
ads
come
all
up
the
recently
time.
on
And
mine as well.
yes, and I just like, I cringe because a lot of it was like when I started. So obviously you grow as a creator. But yeah, he really undercharged. And then when I tried to ask for a contract, it took him 2 months to like get back to me about it. Like he literally was putting it off for months and months and months.
You shouldn't have done the content if you didn't have that content.
Yeah, but I wanted to get paid because I just quit my
as
job.
a law student.
Yeah, no, valid. I'd literally just quit my job, like my only other job that I had. So I was like needing
needed
this money.
yeah.
So I just was like, oh my God. And the amount of time it took up, it was like my whole week. Like I couldn't even do anything else because I was stressing about this bloody $300 8 video collab every week.
Wow.
And communicating with him. And he was in the Netherlands. So like you've got on a different time frame
Really?
as well.
It wasn't an Australian brand?
No, it wasn't an Australian brand.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, you're like.
What are they, euro there?
Yeah.
Should have asked for euros, 300 euros.
Yeah, facts. So yeah, that's my story. Never do that. Set a contract. Like he's literally running my ads, still making money off me. Like that's gross.
Crazy. Oh my God.
Anyway.
Okay, learning off our mistakes.
Yeah.
We're almost at the end, but for our first podcast, I think we should set ourselves a goal.
Yes.
So this could be personal branding. This could be like our own personal account goals, content goals, life goals, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then our audience can also follow along with us, see if we achieve them.
Yeah.
And
tell us your goals as well. If you're a new creator, like I'm hoping a lot of new creators watch this because I think it's a very great video for new creators.
Yes.
Tell us what your goals are, what you'd like to hear more of in our next videos as well and stuff like that. Do you want to start off? What are your goals then?
So I think they just, at the start of the year, I did think about this. But in terms of, okay, I'll start with personal.
Yeah.
My personal goals this year is to, this sounds really silly, but wake up earlier.
No, valid. That's
the moment-
I get that.
At the moment, I wake up at like I'm awake at, let's say 8:30.
Yeah.
But I don't get out of bed until like 9:30 if I'm not doing anything. And my goal is to actually get out of bed at 8:30.
Yeah.
So I need to do that.
Yeah.
And then obviously just better eating habits and just like the basic like wellness, lifestyle kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I also want to travel more, which I am. I'm going to Europe.
Yay!
I'm going to Europe, and then hopefully I can go somewhere towards the end of the year as well.
Nice.
In terms of UGC, a goal I have is build my personal brand. So recently I do have my own personal Instagram account, but I've had that on private just with my own friends, family and everyone. I've had that on private basically my whole entire existence on Instagram. But about a month ago, I changed it to public and I decided I want to build that account. So since a month, I've just gained I think it's an extra 30 or 40 followers,
Nice, yeah.
which is not big, but I started posting. So it's slowly going. So I want to build that much more and then build a good personal brand for UGC.
Beautiful.
I also want to hit a 5K month.
Yeah.
Or or consistent like 3 to 4K months.
Yeah. Sounds good.
But yeah, and then I also want to work on, this is a big decision for me, but it'll come later on because I'm studying law and I'm also doing content. These are two things that I love. And since I was young, I've always wanted to do law.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to not make a decision now, but kind of choose what road I want to go down.
Maybe merge them.
Yeah, like I have seen people who do law, but they still do content at the same time. So I could merge them.
There's actually a lot of big influencers who do law. Does Ruby? What's her name?
I don't know how to say her last name.
Yeah, but
something.
Yeah. She does law. There's a couple of others as well.
And then there's a guy as well who's in Melbourne who does law.
Yeah, and they're not necessarily UGC creators, but I'm sure that it's still something you can do. Yeah. You can even like merge your content knowledge and like social media understanding into like a law firm one day or into your job within like within a law firm or something. Like
exactly.
Social media knowledge is literally like a game changer to any industry. So no matter what you do,
it's always about growing the business.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
good. They're good goals.
There are a few I gotta work on. And what about
you? Personal goals, I reckon. First one actually I have achieved, but it was like at the beginning of the year. Yeah. So my 2026 goals, these are kind of like, was to wake up earlier because I used to wake up at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Yeah. I'd get up out of bed, but it was still like a bit too late for me. I felt like it was 10 o'clock too fast, and 10 feels a bit too late in the day.
Too late in the day, yeah, I get that.
So now I wake up at 7 and I was very consistent with that all year.
Do you set an alarm or is your body now used to it?
I set an alarm, but my body does wake up a lot earlier than it used to.
That's good.
It's gotten bad. I had a surgery like couple of weeks ago, and since then I've been letting my body rest, so I have been sleeping in a bit longer, but I'm going to go back to getting up at 7 as soon as I feel like my recovery is fully complete. But yeah, I'm still now waking up at 8 o'clock, which is pretty good. And then personal goals as well. I want to read more. Like that's something I used to love reading so much. Like it's one of my biggest like passions, and I still claim that it is because I love it, but I don't read often enough.
You don't have the time for it?
When I do have the time, I'm wanting to watch like Desperate Housewives. I love Desperate Housewives. I have an addiction to this show, so I need to like watch all of Desperate Housewives and then not start a new show. And I got to lock in. I read one book a month now, but
oh my god,
which. To me, that's not a lot because I used to read like 100 books a year, like for multiple years.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
I've never read a novel. I've never read a novel. The most I've read is a picture story book.
Yeah.
But I kid you not, like I don't know how I got through high school.
Yeah, your maths textbook.
I probably shouldn't say it, but high school's done now. But I used to just Google the summaries of the books
a lot of
and do my essay on that. But
even readers like me did that because I hated the school books.
Never read a book in my entire life.
Yeah. Well, but I love reading. It's like
that's good.
I know that I love it more than anything else, like any other hobby. So, but it just takes a lot to get into, and it's hard. Like you got to commit so much time to reading a book because they're like minimum 200 pages. And the ones I want to read are like 400 pages. So anyway.
I feel like I have to reread the same page twice to understand.
That's so funny. But yeah, anyway, this year, once I finish Desperate Housewives, which will be soon in the next couple of months, I got to like lock in. I want to start reading like a book a week again, roughly. Like I love doing that, reading before bed, reading in the morning when I wake up. Other goals is hitting 10K followers on my main account. That one, I wasn't sure if I was going to actually achieve.
She's reaching influencer status.
Micro influencer.
No. She's like, within the last week, she's gained like 2,000 followers from like a few videos that have gone viral.
They're doing really well. And like literally every day I'm getting like 200 followers.
So I'm like friends with an influencer basically.
But basically because of that, the reason I'm wanting to hit 10K followers as well is because it does create that more like I sell content strategies to brands, so it's really good for me to like
credibility.
It's good credibility to show that I actually know how to grow an account as well. That's something I realized and why I started putting more effort into my personal brand. I need to like showcase that I can actually do these things myself before I can like sell it really. And also more brands are finding me because of it. And I'm doing a lot more like influencer food collabs, like Melbourne foodie stuff, which is really fun because I love eating food and I love getting paid to eat food. So, and like doing wellness experiences and like day spas and things like that, like activities. So that's been a huge goal of mine. And then within UGC, I wanted to do something like a bit drastic this year. So I'm feeling like the podcast is a great drastic step in the right direction. And then I have something else that I'm kind of working on in the background that I'm not going to talk about because I don't know when that's even going to happen. But that feels like that's a big goal of mine by the end of the year. And hopefully I just want to have like some sort of passive income.
Yeah.
So I
guess
can
just stability.
Yeah, stability. I want to hit the 10K like financial month as well as the 10K followers.
Yeah.
That would be great, and like more consistency with income. And then also something I've been working on, and it was my goal at the beginning of the year, and I think I'm actually probably done with this goal now, is like making sure that all my systems are really good, and like there's
like your planners.
My business systems. So there's no like money going out of my account that I don't know about. Like everything is there intentionally, and every single dollar that is like being taken out for like an app or a program that I've signed up to for my business, it's got a use. Like I'm really on top of my finances and my bank accounts. I'm really on top of like my structure for like scripting and my contracts, and like tracking my usage rights and things like that. So that took a while, but I finally got there, and I feel like now my business is actually all flowing really easily.
That's great.
And it's all being tracked very well, and I'm no longer going to get scammed by brands because I don't have a contract in place. So
definitely
so they're the goals. I'm getting through them. But
yeah.
So anyway, that was the first episode. We're done. The first episode. We were like, we'll do this for 30 minutes. It's been an hour and 10 minutes, I think. But that's
fine.
We'll
have to try and chop and change.
Yeah, I think this is a good video, and I hope that some of you guys enjoyed watching it all the way to the end. If you did watch it to the end, let us know, because I want to know like who's interested in it, and like if that felt too long or short or whatever.
Yeah, and obviously we want your feedback.
Yeah.
So whether you watch it till the end or whether you guys stopped at the 30-minute mark and you still have feedback,
let us know.
We'd really love to know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we want to do it for ourselves as well, but also you guys.
Yeah.
Whether you're a brand or a creator.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
think it's nice to learn about UGC or just like people's experiences.
Yeah.
Like again, we've only been doing it for a year, so we're learning ourselves, but we also want to share these experiences with you guys.
And we're going to bring you guys along a bit more now, I think, as well, because of this. But I think the main goal here as well was just, I personally felt like, and I feel like you've thought the same sort of thing, that there wasn't like loads of long form UGC content out there. Like there's a lot of short form like reels and stuff, because people are building their UGC personal branding, but you keep dropping the pen. But and then you go on YouTube and there's a few bits and pieces, but people gatekeep a lot of stuff because they're trying to sell you a course, which course is great. Like in UGC, I think they're actually really helpful. Really helpful.
I mean,
no shade or hate. I've also purchased one recently. Even as a UGC creator doing this for like a year, I still feel like it is so valuable.
There's so much to learn.
Yeah.
So much.
And just reminders, like someone reminding you, like it's a bit of a kick up the bum, like you need to do this, you need to do that, and like don't like slack off with things. So no hate on courses, but the problem was that a lot of creators would post on YouTube and it would link to like a course for more info. And I feel like we just want to have a chat. Like we want, we want it to be educational stuff, like what other people are posting, but we also want it to be more like fun and games. Like we're going to play some games.
Yes.
We're going to like bring other creators on and like interview them. And like, we want it to just be like a really relatable space to have some nice chats about it and like bring you guys into it and like create a community. And hopefully in the future we can host like different events or different things. Who knows what we'll do with it. Yeah. But I want it to not be as...
There's endless possibilities.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's just fun for us. Like we get to hang out as well and have a little chat about things. So yeah, anyway, that's our podcast, The Content Club. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. That's like the main thing.
Every time when I was younger, I'm like, oh, when do I get to say, hit the like button, comment, blah, 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 hit that subscribe
to my
button,
YouTube.
Put the post notifications on.
Post notifications, that's a big one.
But yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel for the full thing, and you guys know when we post. And then also I'm more on TikTok and Instagram. I don't know if you're on Facebook as well.
No Facebook. I am, but I don't use it.
We'll link our social media links below as well.
Yeah. So follow along on there. And also, if you follow our at the Content Club Instagram account, we might in the future. I'm just had this thought right now, but we could put like polls on the story to like get you guys to answer some, ask us some questions and stuff, and then we can talk about it on here. Yeah. So make sure you're following there, because a lot of it will like link, and we'll do lots of behind the scenes stuff and all kinds of things. So yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Good.
Anyway, thank you.
Thank you for watching.